Urgent Washington Commanders fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Washington Commanders updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Alright, folks, hold on tight because today's news is heating up and it's going to shake the foundation of how we see the Washington Commanders heading into this crucial offseason. If you're a true fan, then you already know that this team has been on an upward trajectory, especially after last season's surprising playoff run that left many of us dreaming of something bigger. And now, with all the moves that GM Ron Rivera and the front office have been making, it's clear that this team is not just playing for the present but already looking ahead to Super Bowl contention in 2025. But, as always, in the NFL, things can change in an instant, and this week's developments could be a real game-changer for Washington. So, let's dive deep into what's happening behind the scenes, especially with that massive potential trade that could redefine the Commanders' defense for years to come. To start, let's look at the overall picture. The Commanders' offseason has been marked by strategic moves, smart signings, and a clear focus on building a roster capable of competing at the highest level. Last year's team was impressive, and the core of that success came from a combination of veteran leadership and promising young talent. Players like Bobby Wagner, Zach Ertz, and Tressway have been essential in fostering a winning culture, and their return signals a desire to maintain stability while adding new pieces. Wagner, in particular, has been a cornerstone of this team's defense, providing leadership and experience, but fans and analysts alike are aware that his prime days as a pass rusher might be behind him. Still, his presence on the field remains invaluable, especially in clutch moments and leadership roles. Now, one of the most exciting additions this offseason was the trade for Deebo Samuel from the San Francisco 49ers. Samuel has been a dynamic force in the league, a versatile weapon who can line up as a receiver, a runner, or even a returner. His explosive playmaking ability fits perfectly into offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury's schemes, which emphasize creative, high-powered offenses. With quarterback Jayden Daniels still developing, having a player like Samuel is crucial in helping him find his rhythm and confidence early in his NFL career. But perhaps the most shocking move came when Washington traded for Laramie Tunsil from Houston. A six-time Pro Bowler, Tunsil instantly upgrades the offensive line, which was a clear area of concern last season. Protecting Daniels better and opening running lanes for the likes of Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson is key to making this offense click. And it doesn't end there. The Commanders also bolstered their secondary by acquiring veteran cornerback Jonathan Jones from the Patriots and investing a significant amount of cap space in Javon Kinlaw, hoping to tap into his potential after a somewhat underwhelming start to his career. Draft-wise, Washington made a smart move by selecting Ole Miss corner Trey Amos in the second round, a player many talent evaluators believed could go much higher. That pick addresses a glaring need in the secondary, especially given the league's shift towards passing-heavy offenses. But, as we all know, football is a game of adjustments, and the biggest issue that's still lingering for the Commanders is pass rush. Last season, Dante Fowler Jr. led the team with 10.5 sacks, which is a decent total but not enough for a team aspiring to reach the top of the NFC. After losing Fowler in free agency, the team was expected to target an edge rusher in the draft or free agency, but the reality is, they've yet to find that dominant presence on the edge. We're now in mid-May, and the team still hasn't addressed this critical need, leaving many fans scratching their heads. The roster lacks a true game-changing pass rusher, someone who can consistently get to the quarterback and turn games around with a sack or a strip sack. That's where things get really interesting. The NFL rumor mill has been buzzing about a potential game-changing development coming out of Cincinnati. You see, there's a player who might just be available, and the Commanders are reportedly showing serious interest. That player is Trey Hendrickson, the Bengals' star edge rusher, who has been making waves in recent seasons. Hendrickson has been a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks, especially with his ability to get to the QB and rack up sacks, 2 seasons of 17.5 sacks in a row, no less. That's elite production, and it's exactly what Washington needs to bolster that front line. Now, here's the kicker: Hendrickson has publicly expressed frustration about his current situation in Cincinnati. Just recently, he told ESPN that he hasn't heard from the Bengals about a contract extension, and that the team has been less than communicative. That's never a good sign for a franchise that already paid top dollar to its receivers but seems hesitant to lock down its best pass rusher. Hendrickson's comments made it clear he's eager for a resolution, and his words have sparked a lot of speculation about a possible trade. Reports from CBS Sports suggest that it might only be a matter of time before he's wearing another team's jersey, and the Washington Commanders are right at the top of that list. Imagine this: with Hendrickson in the fold, the Commanders' pass rush would instantly elevate to a different level. Last season, losing Dante Fowler Jr. to the Dallas Cowboys left a void that was painfully obvious. Wagner can still rush the passer, but his best days are behind him. Bringing in Hendrickson would give Washington a true edge rusher, a player capable of consistently collapsing the pocket and creating turnovers. And that's crucial because, let's face it, in today's NFL, if you can't pressure the quarterback, you're fighting an uphill battle every single game. Hendrickson's arrival could be the final piece of the puzzle, making the Commanders' defense a nightmare for opposing offenses. Now, why would Washington be so interested in a trade like this? Well, it's simple. The team is trying to maximize its window with Jayden Daniels, who's still on his rookie contract. The front office is aware that they need to put him in the best position possible to succeed, and a dominant pass rush is a cornerstone for that. Plus, with Hendrickson's proven track record, he could be a cornerstone for years to come, a player who could define the culture of the defense and elevate the entire team. It's a move that could cement Washington's status as serious contenders in the NFC and, perhaps, push them over the edge into real Super Bowl conversations. Of course, the decision isn't just about talent. The Commanders will have to make a competitive offer, and there's always a risk involved in trading draft capital or prospects for a proven veteran. But in this case, the potential reward outweighs the risk. Hendrickson's presence on that defensive line would change the entire dynamic of the team, allowing other players to flourish and creating a more balanced attack. It would also send a message to the league that Washington is all in, serious about competing now, not just building for the future. And what about the broader context? Well, Washington's recent history has been a roller coaster. The team has had its share of ups and downs, but under Rivera's leadership, there's a renewed sense of purpose and identity. The defense, traditionally a hallmark of the franchise, has struggled at times, especially rushing the passer. The addition of Hendrickson could be the spark they need to reignite that identity and push the team back into playoff contention. If they do pull off the trade, it would be a bold statement, one that says, "We're here to win now," and it could inspire the entire roster to elevate their game. Looking ahead, the NFL landscape is always shifting, and teams that act decisively often come out on top. The Commanders have been patient, building their roster piece by piece, but now, the time might be right to make a bold move. And with Hendrickson's possible availability, this could be the moment Washington finally pulls the trigger on a trade that could define their future. Fans should be excited because this isn't just about adding a player, it's about changing the culture, setting a new standard, and aiming for that elusive Super Bowl ring. So, as we keep an eye on this situation in Cincinnati and Washington's front office, remember this: the next few weeks could be critical. Will Hendrickson don the burgundy and gold? Will this move propel Washington to new heights? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, this offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory for Commanders fans. The team is clearly making a statement that they're not content with just being playoff contenders, they want to be champions. And if they land Hendrickson, that message will be loud and clear. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential acquisition? Do you think Hendrickson is the missing piece for a Super Bowl run? Or do you believe the team should focus elsewhere? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of this franchise. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and all the latest Washington Commanders news. Stay tuned, because this offseason is just getting started, and the best is yet to come.